Welcome to the Mayhem News Live Wrestling Broadcast with your host, the Man in Black, a.k.a. T-Mib Lives. Each week we're here talking about the wrestling headlines and covering everything from Impact Wrestling to SmackDown. Join us each Tuesday via MayhemNews.com and the Mayhem News Live YouTube channel. You can subscribe to both and keep up with wrestling news and our show. Welcome to the Mayhem News Live Wrestling Broadcast for 9/16/2014. I am the Man in Black, a.k.a. T-Mib Lives. And, I got a glare here. We're just kind of... There we go. Yep, trying out some new equipment. Got me a new microphone, Bluetooth thing, so we're going to try that out. Later on in the show, we're going to talk about Ric Flair, and we're going to talk about Christia and Dixi Carter. But like I said last week, last show, I'm not saying not watch WWE. You know, if you're a fan, you're going to watch everything. If you're interested in watching stuff to supplement your WWE lack of decent programming, yeah, for right now, you can actually, if you have the network, it's only $9.99. Anyway, if you have the network, you can look at like stuff from ECW. You can look at stuff at WCW. I mean, they've got enough stuff on there to keep you busy. But if that's not enough, you can check out Chance Prophet's YouTube channel. He wrestles for multiple wrestling organizations. He has a lot of stuff on there, great promos. You can check out Great Lakes Championship Wrestling, David Hero's and Damian Nelson's thing that they're put on in Milwaukee. I really don't know if they have anything on YouTube where you can watch their shows. I do know that they do sell DVDs, and they're not that expensive. It's just something to supplement. Check out your local... BlizzardBrawl.com. Yeah, you can look at BlizzardBrawl.com. It's spelled just like it sounds. It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, snow, Blizzard Brawl, yeah. And plus they have a Blizzard Brawl pay-per-view every year. So a lot of the pay-per-views that he does every year, you can actually buy DVDs. So if you want something to supplement, and he has a lot of people that you're going to know, Brodus Clay, a lot of people from TNA, a lot of people from, former WWE people. So, and people that are actually still in, dealing with WWE. So, he has a lot of people. I was the first indie show I ever went to. It was awesome. So, he has great shows, and they're not that expensive to go to if you're in this area. Okay, starting out on the show, speaking of Brodus Clay, Brodus Clay apparently made his debut at TNA. I mean, he had to go somewhere, for a guy that's, he probably wants to be on TV. He took that as his thing. I really don't know if I would go to TNA if I was a star and had my choice. I really don't know if I would, because they're having so much problem. Their future is in doubt. If they're ever even going to be on TV. But from what I understand, and from what I've read on him, Bruce, he's kind of a smart guy. So he had to, weigh his options. And from what I understand, by the way, he changed his Twitter to Monsters BC, which is Brodus Clay. He's going to be doing pretty much the monster thing like he did in Nick. So I think that's cool. I like the funk. I like the, what he did in WCW. What he did in WWE, but I thought they should have kept the monster gimmick. I really think they should. We wish Brodus good luck, and I just hope you don't get buried up in there. There's a lot of people talking that Rusev is actually being molded and set up to go be, John Cena's next big opponent. That's okay, but you got one side says that, well, yeah, they're going to bury him, by putting him up against John Cena. Well, we all know that here lately, John Cena's been on the bad side of some matches. He's lost. And there's actually the people that are on the Cena side and people that are on the Brock Lesnar side are actually fighting over Twitter because, well, John Cena kicked Lesnar's ass. The only reason that happened is because Vince McMahon wanted John Cena to seem to be strong. He wanted to finish strong going into the Night of Champions. And for people these people continue to say that John Cena cannot wrestle. And if you're that confused, I really feel bad for you. But, there's some people that says that Lesnar doesn't have more than 5 or 6 moves, other than the stuff he occasionally uses from the NCAA stuff he uses. But, he rarely uses that now. F5, takedown, MMA takedown, I really don't see more than 5 moves for him. So, we've seen this before. So, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly excited about Night of Champions, Brock Lesnar versus Cena. Other than the fact that Paul Heyman will be there. I'm not really excited to the point where, I'm like, I can't wait to see that match. I can't wait to, squirrel. It's really not exciting, because we've seen it before. I would have rather seen something we haven't seen before. Mark Henry actually getting a legitimate shot at Brock Lesnar. Instead of him punking him in the ring like they always do. And I know he's been hurt a lot, but and to show you just how close, there at one point, of course, now Mark Henry's an Olympian, but he was not a wrestling Olympian. He was a late weightlifter. But if things had went different in the Olympics that he was in, there would actually be 2 gold medalists that had been in the WWE. Of course, now Angle was a wrestling gold medalist. So, and as far as Rusev facing John Cena, that's fine. It's something new. But I am more interested than Rusev taking on Mark Henry. Since he can't take on Brock Lesnar, they're not going to do that without letting Brock Lesnar punk him out. Because you have the Olympic thing. You have, Lana talking about the Russian Olympics, the Russian Olympic team and all that against, to me it's more interesting. It's got more depth than just putting Rusev up against Cena just to be putting him somewhere. We all know that, if you didn't know this, Rusev is actually a prodigy from the Knox Pro, Rikishi and them's training facility. Matter of fact, Rusev is actually on the picture of their Knox Pro on some of their stuff that he's actually trained there. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was interesting. But I really like the Olympic thing better than I do him versus Cena. Dixi Carter is actually she mainly putting down. She basically wants to put down AJ Styles by saying that AJ Styles was wrong when he said Russo was crap. Now she's sticking up for Russo, which wasn't it her and the TNA management that says that that's why TNA was doing so bad, is because Russo never actually left. And it was also them that actually lied to the network, or, well, I guess lie's a strong word. They kind of left out the fact that Russo didn't leave, even though they really wanted him gone. The network really wanted him gone. So, if you're interested in a good interview, go check out the PWR show on YouTube. They did an interview. I don't know if it was live or not, but I know they did an interview with Russo, and I'm not saying that he's completely bad, but it's just the fact that Dixi Carter is now sticking up for him is kind of weird because, it was her and management that got rid of him in the first place and then talk bad about him.
He got fired from WCW too.
Yeah.
That crap.
So I don't know. It's kind of a, you can't say that Eric Bischoff and Russo actually don't have some positive things that happened while they were in control of some businesses and in control of creative, but you just have to weigh the positive against the negative, and if it balances out, that's fine. But if it's like this, yeah. But to me, it's just kind of shallow for Dixi Carter and the TNA management to sit up and say, well, AJ Styles don't know what he's talking about. Well, here you go trying to bury somebody again. You let the guy that had been there since the start, AJ Styles had been there since the first show at TNA, you let him walk out and go somewhere else. And then WWE, in Triple H's magnificent wisdom, didn't hire the guy right off. Okay? That's what I don't understand. They're dragging their feet. They're dragging their feet with Sting. He's got this thing with the video game. Well, that's an open door. That means, Well, if Triple H wasn't dragging his feet because, Triple H and Stephanie want to be on camera, and Triple H wasn't using WWE to make himself look relevant again, if you want to be relevant, Triple H, get out of the suit, grow the hair back, and be Triple H, not Paul Levesque. You can't be relevant and be Paul Levesque. Simple as that. Okay? If you're going to be Paul Levesque, if you're going to do what Vince McMahon did, put himself behind the scenes and only come out when he had to boost ratings, then be that person. But don't say you're Triple H if you're not in the ring. Okay? I'll be honest with you. Stephanie actually has more legitimacy in the ring than you do right now. So, hello? Okay, moving on. Not going to get off on that. I did that last show. Okay. Christian has apparently been cleared from the WWE. He's cleared from the doctors, but just WWE doesn't have anything to do. And I'm kind of agreeing with a lot of people that Christian's just seemed that Edge's retirement just ripped his sails a lot. He just doesn't seem like he's got that gusto anymore. It's not really, in a way, it's not really his fault. When they started doing all these signature moves, you can see it in Randy Orton, you can see it in Christian, you can see that the matches are a certain way. We know that Christian's going to do the leg through the thing. We know he's going to do certain things. We know that Randy Orton's going to turn around and slam his fist on the ground. I mean, it's like you said, it just looks choreographed. And choreographed wrestling to me is not, if he does it once in a while, that's different. But when you it's just like a rut, and being in a rut, if you're not plowing a field, is not a good thing. But it seems like since Edge retired, it just kind of, Christian just doesn't have that thing. And I don't know if it's because of the short hair. I don't know if it's because some of the injuries that he's received. I don't know, and for those that think they can't get injured, Daniel Bryan is a perfect example. We all know what Daniel Bryan is capable of in the ring, but it caught up, and it catches up with everyone. So apparently they're going to bring him back at Night of Champions to do a peep show with Chris Jericho, mainly to reintroduce him to the audience again, kind of, okay, there's Christian. That's the guy they're talking to. And then apparently they're going to try to reintroduce him into the storyline stuff. So I don't know. Ric Flair apparently missed a next taping. He had some minor, they used the word minor surgeries. It was never really too big, but there was several things they had to do, and they just knew he wasn't going to be up to it. So he is scheduled for some later stuff, so we wish Rick a fast return. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff off the network as far as the old stuff. And for those who think that Paul Heyman is good now, you need to watch the ECW stuff. Paul Heyman started ECW in his basement, and it blew up. Guys like Rhino, you name it. There was people in ECW that you don't really even think. Sabu, Sabu.
RVD.
Sabu can pretty much fund a orthopedic doctor because he's had more broken bones. He's almost like poor old Mick Foley. I mean, he's had more broken bones. The dude did a leg drop off of a balcony into the ring. Okay? But, if you really want to watch some good stuff, ECW is one. Okay? And I'm not saying that there aren't some stuff that I like going on in WWE. It's just the fact that it's like they're stalled. And they've got all this new stuff they could do. But they're like, well, all this stuff over here worked in the past. Well, that's good, but we get tired of seeing it. We want some new stuff. Okay? You've got people floating around in the indies that will just blow WWE up. If TNA closes, Triple H should break his neck to sign Abyss, Bobby Roode, James Storm. I think actually James Storm has actually been in the WWE before, if I'm mistaken. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. But if I'm not mistaken, I remember somebody talking about he had been in the WWE. There are people, Austin Aries. Can you picture teaming Austin Aries up with Chris Jericho? I mean, they are basically, they have the same personality in the ring. Can you picture that? I even got some names that could call himself. We're not going to go in that. Well, that'd be another show. He should jump. He should literally break his neck to try to get people from here. He should get those people in here. But he's not going to do it. They're going to sit in the indies, and he's going to drag his feet. And, because if he brings somebody new in, he's not going to be the center of attention. Or the same old people are not going to be the center of attention, and God forbid. I mean, okay, and I know Cappy's going to enjoy this. Captain Ear is a Kane fanatic. They've actually started using Kane, but Kane should be a monster. Whether he's dressed up like one or not. He should literally be, him and the Big Show should rule when they're in the ring. I know they can't win everything, but they should literally just have fear fill the room when they walk in the door. But that's not the way it is. You had Big Show crying on TV for 3 months. I would have said, the first time Stephanie said something to him, slapped him in the face, I think he should have just went off. She can take it. She's been thrown through shit before. I mean, Randy Orton DDT'd her. I think he just should have went off. But no, we have to focus. It's all about the authority. And then they were going to bring Vince McMahon back to have them go against the authority. And then they said, nah. And Vince was like, nah. And I understand. Vince McMahon's, he's got grandchildren. And, to be on the road and with WWE, you don't have a life for at least 265 days, if not more. And that's just for, So I don't understand, why he won't put these people over and get them in here. But we continue to have to watch the same stuff over and over every week. And it's not just, now it's just not Raw, it's SmackDown, it's Next. Actually, Next is probably the only thing that's actually showing new stuff because it's people that, should be in the main roster. A lot of them should be. And then you sit there and watch Total Divas and you're like, That can't be going on. I mean, my opinion is, as nice as John Cena is with the kids and stuff, is he really that shallow? It's kind of hard to believe. If he was that shallow, is he really that conceited? I would literally just love to sit down with him and talk to him. And then if he is that conceited, just slap him across the face and say, chill. You've got a beautiful woman. Oh, I had a failed marriage before. Well, if you don't succeed, get back on the horse and try it again. John Cena can't be that weird, okay? He can't be. So, but we try to do, I've been trying to do some gaming stuff. As soon as Mass Effect 3 gets here, which if I don't get it in today, I'm gonna even call them today. As soon as I go through that game, I played the first two, and I love the games. So, and if you like Halo and you like Call of Duty, you'll love Mass Effect 3 because it's pretty much, it's pretty much the same thing, except it's just in space. It's like Call of Duty in space, and different planets. Everybody's always talking about, well, Destiny's like Halo or Destiny's like this. To be honest, Destiny's like Mass Effect 3, pretty much, or Mass Effect anything. Going to different planets, you got different classes, different people that you're playing. Yeah, but I'm going to be doing a review on that game, and I'm going to start trying to do a weekly gaming report. I really don't have anything this week. I'm waiting on something to break on a thing. One gaming report thing I will tell you is this week is the last Call of Duty Ghost Clan Wars. They're going to end it because Advanced Warfare is coming out in November. So I'm assuming, and I know what that usually does, but I'm figuring that there's a probability that Clan Wars will continue on Advanced Warfare. So, But I appreciate you watching the show. A little late this week getting it out. I got some wrist problems, so I've been going to therapy. My wife's got some therapy on her neck, so I had to just kind of fit the show in. And okay, here's my goal. I would like to do a phone interview with Boogie2988, and I'm going to tag him in this video. And I want you to watch it, Boogie. And I want you to let me know if I could do a phone interview with you. Even if you have to use a Google number, I don't want your real phone number if you don't want me to have it. But I want to do a gaming report with Boogie, and because he's what got me on YouTube. He's what made me want to do this. Because before I was on Blog Talk Radio, because I have a voice of radio. But but yeah, I'd like to do an interview with Boogie, talk to him about some gaming stuff. Not only that, but some of the rambling stuff he talks about. We have some of the same problems, so call me, Boogie. You can contact if you want to follow us. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on @TeamIbLives. You can also contact me on Mayhem News. That's @MayhemNewsLive or @MayhemNewsLive.gmail.com. And appreciate it. Make sure you check out the sponsors at the end of the show, and that's been it. Welcome to the Mayhem News Live wrestling broadcast with your host, the Man in Black, a.k.a. Team Lives. Each week we're here talking about the wrestling headlines and covering everything from Impact Wrestling to SmackDown. Join us each Tuesday via MayhemNews.com and the Mayhem News Live YouTube channel. You can subscribe to both and keep up with wrestling news and our show.